Now we'll see the problem in quantum mechanics. The problem is normalize R20 and construct a wave function psi 200. Second one is normalize R21 and construct 211 psi 210 and psi 21 minus 1. And given the radial wave function R20 of R is C0 by 2a into 1 minus R by 2a e power minus R by 2a. And R21 of R is C0 by 4a squared R e power minus R by 2a. I have taken this problem from Introduction to Quantum Mechanics by David Griffiths and Doral Schroeter. The first one is normalize R20 and construct the wave function psi 200. Here normalization is integral from psi star psi d tau is equal to 1. So if you take the radial part, the normalization is integral from 0 to infinity. Modulus of r in L squared, r squared dr is equal to 1. And if you take R20, it is C0 by 2a, 1 minus r by 2a into e power minus r by 2a. Here you take r by a is z and dr is a dz. So if r is a is z, r tends to 0, z tends to 0, and r tends to infinity, z tends to infinity. Now you substitute all these values in equation. So integral 0 to infinity modulus of R20 the squared r squared dr is equal to 1. If you substitute this value, it is C0 by 2a the whole square, integral from 0 to infinity 1 minus z by 2 whole squared e power minus z a squared z squared a dz is equal to 1. So it is a C0 squared by 4 integral from 0 to infinity z squared minus z cube plus z power 4 by 4 into e power minus z dz is equal to 1. Now we have to find the integral. So first take the first term, that is integral from 0 to infinity z squared e power minus z dz. It is you can derive this using integral u dv formula, that is uv minus in v integral du. So it is you take u is equal to z squared and du is 2z dz and dv is e power minus z dz. So v is equal to minus e power minus z. So now you substitute this value, it is integral from 0 to infinity z squared e power minus z dz is minus e power minus z is z squared. You have to substitute the limit 0 to infinity plus 2 into 0 to infinity z e power minus z dz. So if you substitute the limit 0 and infinity, it is 0. So it is equal to 2 integral from 0 to infinity z e power minus z dz. So once again you take u dv formula and we can finalize with integral from 0 to infinity z squared e power minus z dz is 2. Now you take the second term, that is integral from 0 to infinity z cube e power minus z dz. Once again you take u dv formula and it is end up with it is 3 integral from 0 to infinity z squared e power minus z dz. Already you have proved this value, so it is integral from 0 to infinity z cube e power minus z dz is 6. Next, the third term is integral from 0 to infinity z power 4 e power minus z dz. Once again it is u dv formula and it is finalized with integral from 0 to infinity z power 4 e power minus z dz is 24. So now you substitute all these values in equation 4. We can get C0 is equal to square root of 2 by a. So substitute this, then R20 of R is square root of 2 by a, 1 by 2a into 1 minus r by 2a e power minus r by 2a. Now we have to find out the wave function. Wave function psi nlm of theta and phi is equal to r nl of r ylm of theta and phi. So here we have to find out 200. So that is n is equal to 2, l is equal to 0 and m is equal to 0. So it is r20 of r and y00 of theta and phi. So y00 of theta and phi is square root of 1 by 4 pi. So if you substitute all these values, psi 200 is equal to square root of 1 by 2 pi a into 1 by 2a into 1 minus r by 2a e power minus r by 2a. Next problem is normalize R21 and construct psi 211, psi 210 and psi 21 minus 1. So the normalization is integral from 0 to infinity r21 squared r squared dr is equal to 1. Here r21 of r is c naught by 4a squared r e power minus r by 2a. Now you substitute this and also you take r by a is z, and if you substitute all these values then you can get R21 that is normalization of this value, and C naught is equal to square root of 2 by 3a. So R21 of R is equal to 1 by 2a squared square root of 1 by 6a R into e power minus R by 2a. So here you have to find out psi 21 of plus or minus 1 and psi 21 of 0. So psi 21 of plus or minus 1 is R21 of R and psi 1 of plus or minus 1 theta and phi. And psi 1 of plus or minus 1 of theta and phi is minus or plus 3 by square root of 3 by 8 pi sin theta e power plus or minus psi phi. So psi of 21 of plus or minus 1 is equal to minus of plus square root of 1 by pi a 1 by 8 a squared r e power minus r by 2a sin theta e power plus or minus psi phi. And psi 21 of 0 is r21 of r and psi 10 of theta and phi. Psi 10 of theta and phi is square root of 3 by 4 pi cos theta. So now you substitute, then psi 21 of 0 is equal to 1 by 4a square square root of 1 by 2 pi a r into e power minus r by 2a cos theta. Thank you.